We are wired for connection. It's in our biology. From birth, we seek belonging and love. Relationships are the heartbeat of our human experience. They give our lives meaning, allowing us to share our joys and struggles and feel truly seen. True belonging isn't about fitting in, but about being our authentic selves and knowing we're worthy of love. Relationships are where we grow, learn, and are challenged to be better. But like any garden, they require care and attention to flourish. We must actively participate, showing up with courage and vulnerability. The quality of our lives is shaped by the quality of our relationships. The most meaningful connections aren't perfect. They're real, embracing our messy, imperfect selves. So how do we build strong, resilient relationships? It comes down to two essential practices: honesty and boundaries. These are the tools for creating relationships that are not just sustainable, but deeply fulfilling. Honesty is the bedrock of trust. When we're honest, we show up as our true selves, saying, "This is who I am, this is what I feel." Vulnerability is scary, but it's the only path to genuine intimacy. Trust is built in small, everyday moments of truth-telling. Each honest act adds to the foundation. Dishonesty, even small lies, erodes that foundation and creates distance. The people we trust most are those with whom we can be ourselves, without fear of judgment. Consistent honesty creates psychological safety and deepens connection. When we're honest, we show respect for ourselves and others, valuing the relationship over our own comfort. Dishonesty breeds shame, resentment, and ultimately, disconnection. True belonging can never be achieved through inauthenticity. Choosing honesty is courageous. It means risking discomfort for the sake of real connection. The alternative is a life of pretense and shallow relationships. To build meaningful bonds, we must commit to honest, compassionate communication. This isn't about being harsh, but about sharing our truth in ways that foster connection. Honesty is the first step toward trust and belonging. If honesty is the foundation, boundaries are the walls and roof of a relationship. Boundaries protect us. They're not walls to keep people out, but gates we control. Setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's an act of self-respect and generosity. Without boundaries, we risk resentment and burnout, letting others' needs override our own. Clear is kind, unclear is unkind. When we're clear about our limits, we prevent confusion and chaos. Boundaries give others the information they need to respect us. They're about taking responsibility for our own needs and communicating them respectfully. Healthy boundaries are a sign of strong relationships, not weak ones. They allow love and trust to grow in a safe space. Boundaries are the architecture that makes real connection possible. In friendships, healthy boundaries might mean being honest about your capacity, saying no when you need rest. It's not rejection, it's honoring your needs. Boundaries can also mean refusing to gossip, protecting the integrity of all your relationships. With family, boundaries might be about time, clearly stating when you'll arrive and leave, or steering conversations away from topics that harm connection. In romantic partnerships, boundaries maintain both intimacy and individuality, like agreeing on financial decisions or how to handle conflict. Setting boundaries is an ongoing practice, requiring courage and consistency. People may test your boundaries, but your job is to hold the line with compassion. You're not responsible for others' reactions, only for communicating kindly. Each time you set a boundary, you teach people how to treat you. You also build self-trust, empowering you to show up authentically. Boundaries are not a one-time event, but a lifelong practice. They protect your well-being and strengthen every relationship. Boundaries are the key to authentic connection. Avoiding honesty and surrendering boundaries comes at a steep price. In the short term, it feels easier to avoid conflict, but this peace is an illusion. Underneath, resentment builds, poisoning the relationship. When we hide our true selves, we feel unseen and alone. Even among others, the relationship becomes a performance, not a sanctuary. Without boundaries, relationships become unbalanced and unsustainable. One person's needs dominate, leading to burnout and resentment. The relationship fails not from explosive fights, but from 1,000 unspoken truths and unmet needs. Silence suffocates intimacy. Surrender erases the self. Real connection requires honesty and boundaries. Choosing honesty and setting boundaries is an act of courage. These practices don't just prevent failure, they build stronger, more resilient relationships. Every honest conversation strengthens trust and deepens intimacy. Clear boundaries create safety, allowing both people to show up fully. This draws the right people closer and inspires mutual respect. Relationships become sources of energy and renewal, not depletion. When built on trust and respect, relationships give us the confidence to face life's challenges. The energy once spent on managing perceptions can now fuel creativity and joy. This transformation is a practice, requiring conscious, repeated choices. There will be discomfort, but each brave step builds capacity for more. Honest conversations don't break relationships, they strengthen them. We create a legacy of authentic, wholehearted connection. Strong bonds are built, not found. The quality of our lives depends on the quality of our relationships. We can choose the easy path of silence and surrendered boundaries, but it leads to disconnection and regret. Or we can choose courage, showing up, being honest, and setting clear, kind boundaries. This path isn't easy. It demands vulnerability and brave conversations. But it's the only way to build relationships on truth and respect. Be the author of your relationships, not a passive observer. Add marbles to the jar, one honest moment at a time. Draw the lines that protect your heart and honor your worth. Don't wait for resentment to build walls too high to climb. Start today with one small brave choice. Speak one truth. Set one boundary. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward despite it. Choose honesty to build trust. Choose boundaries to build respect. These are the tools for saving and deepening relationships. Dare to connect. The world needs your true self.